Hey, I'm Steve Lehto. We're going to run across US 41 here, just outside of Lawrence, Michigan, and check out the Falls River. The Falls River is marked on the road. You'll see the sign says Falls River. There's a place you can park on the north side of the road. Then you go across the road, jump the little embankment there, and you find yourself on this trail going through the ferns a couple hundred feet, and you'll then pop out on this railroad bridge. And I don't recall seeing trains on here in quite some time, although I think it might get some periodic use from trains hauling wood for the paper industry. There's US 41, like I said, to the north, and the Falls River goes all the way to Lake Superior. So there are falls all along it, hence the name. But the most picturesque falls that you can get easy access to are the ones here south of US 41, and this is the view from the railroad bridge. And even if you didn't want to hike down to them, stopping here just for the photo opportunity is a great thing. Great view of the falls and the trees, and it's a great outdoorsy scene. But you know, it's not that difficult to get down to these falls. There's a trail on the left here as we look down at it on the east side of the river, and if you're in relatively decent shape, you shouldn't have any trouble doing it. It's more precarious in terms of there's a little bit of gravel and there's a slope to it, and we'll take a walk down that in a second. But like I said, I think that the average person can do it. But even if you didn't want to do that, like I said, stop here and just take these images in. And it's well worth the short walk over from US 41 just outside of Lawrence. Now we're going to go down here to the side. Like I said, there's a little bit of gravel here. Got to be careful. I stop a couple times as I'm going along here because I've got a camera in one hand. I'm trying to keep it steady. I've also obviously sped this up for the Benny Hill effect. I won't I won't put any music in, but I thought that the waterfalls themselves are more interesting than walking along the trail. So you come down here to the first spot. There's a couple little ledges you can step on, almost like steps. And once you're over those, it's actually a pretty simple thing to walk out onto this little rocky platform and check out the falls. Great views here of the falls, of the sides of the river. A lot of neat rocky outcroppings, and of course the trees that grow right up to the edge. And some of those trees, somewhere down the road, might actually eventually give up and fall in the river. But the water is clean, it's clear, and the 3 Seas in Michigan, it's cold. So somehow all the water north of the Mackinac Bridge seems to be cold. And this water, of course, is no exception. I've actually, on other days, taken my shoes or sandals off and walked around in the water. It's a nice place to kind of play. Interestingly enough, I never see people down here. I almost never bump into anybody down here, even though it's not that far from the road. So, you know, I didn't take my sandals off now. Didn't feel like getting my feet too wet. I've done that before, and it's not that bad, but, you know, you can get out and walk around. The bottom, I guess, might be a little slippery. It's a rocky bottom. It's not mud. It's not sand. Your feet won't sink into it, but you might slip, I guess. So you have to be careful where you're standing. I wouldn't climb the falls or anything like that, but if you wanted to wade around out here, like I said, ankle or knee deep in water, you could do that all day long. And then there's the bridge we were just standing on a moment ago in US 41 with the car passing over. And I'm going to now climb out, although quite frankly, I find this stuff fascinating. I love looking at these rocks and the way it's eroded, and the trees along the edge. Pure Michigan, as the advertising campaign says. And by the way, one thing I was very happy about, I did not see any poison ivy on this little stretch here. There is some poison ivy in the UP, and it does not do good things to me. It actually messes me up pretty bad if I get it on my skin, but I did not see any poison ivy, for which I was grateful. So, again, there's some little steps here you can stand on. Boom, boom, boom. You climb out. And like I said, I'll speed this up a little bit to save some time on the video. But you can get up here and take the trail, hang a right, head further upstream. We are heading south. And like I said, it's pretty clear. It's pretty walkable. And there's some great views. In fact, there's another place to head down right here, which I'll do. And this is closer to the falls themselves. And again, these are not gigantic waterfalls. These are not the Tequamanon Falls. These are not Niagara Falls. But they're just so cool because you can get out and walk among them and check them out. And there's something nice about the white noise of waterfalls, right? At least I like the sound. My whole goal, of course, is to try to keep the camera dry. And my feet, I guess. It wouldn't kill me, but you know. And again, some rocky outcroppings, trees growing curiously out of the sides of the rock there, and the waterfalls. Again, this is the Falls River, so named for obvious reasons. We are just outside of Lance, Michigan, in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. We are, I'm guessing, as a crow flies, a mile or so from Lake Superior. The Falls River will be one of the rivers that empties into the Keweenaw Bay. And this is up north, as we say, in Michigan. I know people who think Traverse City is up north, but no. Up north is north of the Mackinac Bridge. And there's actually even a few more waterfalls south of here. And by the way, you can also take the waterfalls and see them that are north of US 41. That's actually very well marked. But I don't think it's as picturesque as these, and quite frankly, you can't get as close to them because it becomes more of a gorge north of US 41. So if you got time to kill, definitely do it, but I like the falls south of US 41, the upstream falls. So here we are. Double checking, making sure that none of that is poison ivy. There are thimbleberry plants, by the way, everywhere, but no poison ivy as far as I could see. So like I said, I was happy. And then here we go, above those falls we were just looking at a second ago. Like I said, not the biggest waterfalls that I've seen, but they are among the most picturesque. And the river starts to wind around a little bit south of here. I've never gone much further upstream than this, but you can there see the whole effect as the falls approach the railroad trestle in US 41. And they tend to quiet out a bit also as you head south. And yes, there's a house over the other side of the river. Someone's got this in their backyard. Can you imagine? I didn't even know that house was there until I shot this film. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a house over there. What a great backyard this would be. So this is at the very top of this set of falls. They look better from when you get downstream of them. So that is the tour of the Falls River. Like I said, US 41, just south of Lance. There's a sign that says Falls River. Park on the north side of the road. There's a pretty big dirt parking lot there. Watch the traffic going both ways. In case you're looking for other landmarks, this is just west of the Burger King and east of the Bishop Baraga Shrine. So as I make my way out of the woods here in fast motion, I thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.